I shouldn't have to tell you what complete and utter nonsense this is. To actually blame the massacre on a transsexual, leftist, illegal alien is ridiculous beyond just about any concept I can think of. It this reminds me of one of those campy movies from like the 50s or the 60s, one of those cheap drive-in movies. Nazi zombies from outer space. That's what it reminds me of. But this demonstrates something else. Something that's, from the information I've managed to gather about Arizona, they're afraid. As capitalism continues to decline and alienation becomes worse, this kind of nonsense is going to happen. It appears that Arizona has once again proven itself to be one of those very unique places where things just are different for whatever reason. They really are afraid of leftist influence. They're afraid of leftist activism, and I don't mean Democrat or anything like that nonsense. There seems to be somewhat of a resurgence of anarchism in Arizona. A lot of it being primarily coming from the left. Well, yeah, obviously coming from the left. That's the point. But a lot of it being fueled from the alienation that people are suffering. And as a result, anarchists are gaining more power. They're gaining greater numbers. And I don't mean social media, quote-unquote anarchists. I'm talking about the street people. I'm talking about, the real G's. The ones that run squatter houses. The ones that rescue people from prostitution. The ones that, risk their lives fighting Nazis. I'm not talking about social media narcissists. Their openness to debate on the trans issue is starting to frighten people like Paul Gosar, because they know they don't have control over the real substance. They can attempt to control the narrative, as we see with this nonsense tweet. But they can't control the real debate surrounding the issue. They can only fearmonger. They can only continue to thump the Bible and spread fear, because they know that anyone who's trans or gender questioning, isn't going to be on their side. They know they're going to be primarily liberal. There are many leftists as well. And they'll continue to push even further left because, in the end, the Democratic Party isn't going to do anything of any substance. It's not going to help anything. It hasn't even helped any black people from police brutality. They've done nothing in that regard. So we can't imagine it would be any different here. As the anarchists in Arizona, particularly the people that I would consider comrades in the Arizona Rebellion, continue to collect more people, keep proving that their struggle is more correct. I use that in very much a street term. as alliances continue to build between Maoists and anarchists on the street, this is something we don't see because we don't see the streets. The internet people don't see it, but I am at least have some contact with them and can see what's going on. As this alliance builds, people like Paul are getting afraid. They can see the writing on the wall. They see it coming down. They see the end. They know that the time of the Reaganite era is coming to an end, and pretty soon all that will be left is to go full mask-off fascist. The point of this video is to point out how the anarchists are doing so well in Arizona. Rightfully so, and out of necessity. And that I would consider them very much comrades for the effort that they have put out, and very much for the solidarity that they have shown me. And I hope they continue along this line of struggle, and they will. Because it's time to put the fear of reality into people like Paul Gosar. There is no need to threaten anybody or anything like that. I'm not suggesting that. The mere existence of such resistance is what fills them with fear. The elite in Arizona, people like Paul Gosar, know the anarchists are there. They know the Maoists are there. And they know that they're forging greater and greater ties. And that's what concerns them. They believe, the anarchists on the street believe that this tweet by Gosar was aimed at them. Because the real trans struggle is on the street. It is by the lumpen. It's not by the rich. The rich who can afford any lawyer to sue anyone, who have the money to coerce systems into working for them. Their struggle is nowhere near that of the street people. And the street people, the lumpen, are not going to support Paul Gosar. And that's what he's afraid of. Because he knows there's nothing he can do to take them over to his side. It's not going to happen. And it was interesting watching Biden respond to this tweet by saying, we need to disarm people, we need to take the guns away, etc. Which is strange because the lumpen are not saying this. The lumpen aren't saying, oh, yeah, please take our guns. They're saying they want more guns. They're saying they want a way to defend themselves against people who are nut bars, against people who are hateful supremacists, against people that are just genuine pieces of shit. That divide between the real people on the street and the people in public, or people on the street and people in office or in the upper classes, you know, that divide is probably bigger than it's been in a long time, and I think this adequately says that. Well, before I go, I want to mention today is the 3rd anniversary of the May 27th massacre. That being when elements from the sex traffickers attacked a Buddhist wedding and massacred several people with the help of the police. For more information on that, the Stone Soviet had a stream today about it. I'll throw a link to that in the description. You're going to get a lot more information there. But this video I just wanted to put out so that people had a better sense of what's going on. Being online the way we are can give us a distorted view of reality and the way it is, because we don't see the streets, because the streets are beyond our perception. And keeping a connection to the streets is very important.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.